What's going on, guys? Hey, I was watching Reese's stream earlier, actually I found out about it from watching Heidi, so I don't know if that was today he had it or yesterday, but I seen it a few hours back. And it's, Reese has selective outrage. It amazes me how he'll sit there and admit to talking to Roy on the phone the night before about all this, right? Yeah, Roy, the one that you can go to Tracy and Serb, and pretty much any day they'll be telling you about how Roy had said the N-word on Flex's stream, even though Flex took it down. But we know it because they tell us about it all the time. But Reese, you also, if you can go to Reese's channel right now, go to it right now, and Reese is calling Roy racist, a thief. It's up there right now, Reese. So I guess it's all right if he's racist as long as he's on your side. Is that what it is? I don't know, the selective outrage it's something else. That's like, the Blaze situation. You motherfuckers still fuck with that guy after what he's done. And Reese, you sat right on a panel telling the story of what he had said, when your mom passed. He literally, all the emails he sent, as you're up there telling that story. Now, anybody with any decency, when they heard that, I'm sure they got pissed. But if you notice, Cherry and Hector, they were laughing, putting Blaze's comment up there, like using you for content. But you still go around those channels and people when they're around. You'll still fuck with them, Reese. You'll still take their sides on shit. And see, no matter who does anything, you try to tie that shit to the lounge and Flex. No matter what happens, you tie it to Flex. And, dude, I don't get it. I really don't. How is somebody else saying something? Like right now, if I went on a fucking tirade, right? How in the fuck has that got to anything to do with Flex? I went back to the first of the lounge the night when all that stuff happened with Torp, and I had heard from people that they had addressed it. So I had went back and watched, and they did. They called it right out. But you don't mention that, Reese. You don't mention none of that. You're sitting there calling every one of us racist. Because you'll say, like, oh, I said this person, I tried to tell them this person or this person's racist. But Reese, you say everybody's fucking racist. So why in the hell would anybody listen to you? Everything you say, it's either they're racist, they're this, they're that. You're the one that brings up race into everything. No matter what. And again, if the people have anything to do with you, I guess it's cool. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're talking to Roy about that shit. And we can go on that way, fuck that. But you're talking to Roy about it, and again, we can go on your video or on your channel right now and go watch videos, past lives you've done, everything. Like again, calling Roy a thief, calling him racist. But now, because Roy has fucked himself so bad on YouTube that everybody knows what kind of person he is, he's stuck with fucking assholes like you. I guess you're a doctor now, so I didn't see much videos from you. You would put old shit back up, but I think that live was the first thing you've done in a while. So what was it, a couple weeks? You leave YouTube an asshole. You come back as a fucking doctor, and you're saying, I guess it's because you got a food plan or some shit. So that's all it takes. I could be a doctor. All I gotta have is a nutritional plan. All right. Here it is. I'll do it right now. Eat shit that's good for you, don't eat shit that's bad for you. I shall now be referred to as Dr. Jaded everywhere you fucking see me, Reese. I mean, you're saying you're a doctor of the body. Well, the nutsack is attached to the body. Once you do Roy a solid, man, sew one of them nuts back on him. See, Roy, he don't give a fuck about you. But Reese, I'm just saying, man, you gotta stop the selective outrage. That's the problem. Like when you get up there, you're saying stuff like calling me racist and shit, saying and you'll say like you show it, Reese. Nothing you ever say, dude. Nothing you're saying. You call yourself hot fact, but you say no facts. You just blindly spew bullshit. Then expect, I don't know, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. You never get nothing right. You don't give a fuck if you get it right. Like the video of Torp. You said, it's on your community post. Go look. And I have not looked. I have no idea. But even if you did put it up there saying that was really, the Lisa situation he was talking to. When you shared it all those times, you didn't say that, Reese. You didn't say that. You know, you could have put shit on the screen saying, hey, this is a made-up video of Torp. Because even if you know, the third time you shared it or whatever, you said, oh, no, this was Lisa he was talking to, not really them. That's probably because you thought you would get your ass sued. Because, again, if people didn't see the third video of you saying that, if they seen the other 2 videos you shared of the 2 little girls up there, and I didn't even think about that. Like I said, Torp, you said a bunch of stupid shit. Terrible shit. But the one part you did, I didn't even think about that. There is 2 little girls in that video that now, Reese, you're putting them out there, making it look like them. Now, if somebody sees them little girls somewhere and just happen to come across that video, you see what I'm saying? You don't think shit through. You think you being a doctor, you'd be smarter than you are. God damn. Could you imagine going to the emergency room? You know, I don't know, you're in a car wreck or something like that. You know, you're bleeding. You look up and fucking Reese is there. God damn. Kill me now. I'll just go out in the parking lot and say I got a better chance of fucking surviving. I don't know, Reese. You got it, man. You do. You have got issues. You've got bad issues. You got such a hatred for Flex that no matter what happens, no matter what anybody says, somehow it's his fault. If they've ever typed in the lounge, if they've ever been on pain, it doesn't matter if they've ever been there. Because again, everybody kept trying to, you know, blame Flex on that side of things. You know, like you had Serb, and I've not seen this, but I've heard this from several people, so I know it's got to be true. They said like Serb and then was like saying stuff like, oh, let's see if they call that out. Well, Serb, we did. We called it out, and you seen that. But why don't you call out Blaze? Why don't you call out Roy? You guys don't do that shit. You don't give a fuck what anybody else. You see, all of them's like that. They're such shit people that they can't afford to lose anybody. So they have to let the other people, if they've done shit or said shit in the past or currently say shit, they don't give a fuck. They gotta keep them. That's all they got left. It's crazy. I really don't get you, Reese. I really don't. Which I've never fucking understood you. I've not. I mean, you sitting there yelling, screaming. Again, man, you call everybody racist. Everybody. You do understand. Reese, you can Google this if you don't believe me. If I'm talking to a person of color or any ethnicity, it does not matter if we disagree on something. It's not automatic that I'm against the race. I mean, that's what if anybody says anything about you or anything, you put that there and they're racist. Dude, I go at Serb or anybody, he's white. Tracy, dude, you make no sense. It's like, and you wonder why people, and you said something, I seen that, you was like, oh, Jada's usually in here typing, he didn't type. Well, for one, I seen it after, and for two, I've typed in here, 5 times, dude? I go in there to fucking troll you and fuck with you. Because you're easy to trigger, it's fun. And I don't even go hard, dude, I just fuck with you, and you just get all tore up. It's amazing. But you'll get mad at little things I'm joking with, but yet Blaze can say the shit the emails he sent, the shit he said was terrible. It was terrible. But somehow you can still justify going to channels that let that little freak around. Because I guess, he's on your side of things. I thought a doctor would be much smarter. I really did. I'm disappointed. I used to think doctors were smart people. You're an attorney too? I don't know. I don't think so, though. If you was an attorney, you wouldn't say half the shit you did. I mean, again, go on your channel and just go back. I swear to God. Oh, another one, motherfucker. You were like you were telling on us. You said this. For one, I ain't got nothing against Pedro, but you think I give a flying fuck what anybody thinks about what I say or do, or you think Flex gives a fuck about somebody's opinion if he's saying something? You was like, oh, I shared that to Flex. I shared that to Pedro. I did this. I don't give a fuck. Share away. Do you think I really give a fuck what anybody thinks? No. You think, oh my God, oh shit, he shared this to Pedro. I better get the fuck out of here. And dude, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, according to you, now I'm not saying it because you're full of shit all the time. But according to you, he was like, oh yeah, Pedro said this. Now he might have said something on this because yeah, I mean that was bad. I hate that you was called those things. I hate that the words were said. I hate that your wife was brought into an attack. But you brought Torp's wife into it. So like I said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. You was doing it today. You was calling her names. But again, you're talking like, oh, I sent it to Pedro. You do understand that Pedro, now, I'm not blaming him because he didn't know at the time, but he was like calling out Hector's channel, saying Hector was this great guy. That's before a lot of stuff happened. But that was when the whole channel was like fucking literally bashing the shit out of him, and they were still doing underhanded shit. Hector is not a good guy. No way. And I hope Pedro knows that now. I mean, you can get on the phone and talk to somebody and they can act cool for a few minutes, so Hector can do that. But when you see the shit that motherfucker does, he's not a good person. Neither are you, Reese. You're neither one good people. Anybody that says you are, fuck them. I don't care. Goddamn. Was you talking to Roy when he told you to tell on him? Because, I mean, Roy's good at running to people and telling. Calling Flex a bitch, but he runs and cries to YouTube because somebody played back his words that he was saying about them. And, you know, I don't know. It's amazing. And again, Roy, you're up there justifying. Reese sharing that video with Torp and them two young girls. You're up there justifying that by, oh, Reese didn't put it up there. He shared it. He didn't splice. He shared it. You know, because he didn't, you know, edit it or splice it up, what the fuck ever you said. So does that mean, so Flex can unlist that stream? We can all, everybody that's ever been to the lounge, ever typed in there, we can all share that with you saying it. But as long as Flex doesn't do it, we can all share it. It's cool. That's what you're saying. So when you said the N-word and stuff, Roy, is that cool if everybody shares it? I'm sure you're going to say, oh no, fuck you, but you might want to talk to Reese about that because it's still on his fucking channel. He's calling you, what the fuck are we doing here? I didn't even mention Bobby's name and this shit's happening. God damn. Whew. Just remember, from now on you see me, I'm Dr. Jaded. Eat good shit, don't eat bad shit. There you go, Reese. And you do understand, like, nutritional plans, you ain't got to be a goddamn doctor. You can Google anything. You can Google, like, hey, I got high blood pressure, or I got, you know, I'm missing a testicle. And it might, you can't grow it back, Roy. It's not like a chia pet. You can't put shit on your nuts and pop another nut out. I bet you tried that, haven't you? It's okay. I mean, I'm sure that gets old. I would do what I could to grow one back, too, if I was you, buddy. But again, Reese is a doctor. Maybe he can do something. I'm sure he's touched your nuts a lot of times anyway. Seems like you all riding each other's dicks a lot. I don't get it, Reese. You're sitting there like saying that, like, oh, I talked to Roy on the phone. I told Pedro. I don't give a fuck. For one, why are you talking to Roy on the phone when you're on your channel again? I can't say it enough, Reese, because you're a fucking idiot. You got it up there. You're calling him a racist. Hell, you got Roy and Flex on the same panel calling them both racist. And literally pointing more at Roy, because Roy was the one saying, I mean, look, I mean, I don't get it, buddy. I really don't. You just need to either, if you want to be outraged over shit, over words, and you should be, some words should never be fucking spoken. There's no justification in that. I mean, even out of anger, if you slip a word one time, I mean, you can regret it and go back. I get it. But it still doesn't make it okay. It doesn't justify it. It doesn't make you right, you know. But if you're going to call out people for doing a Reese and you want people to take you serious, maybe you should call out all the people who do it, not just because they're on, you know, this side of things or that side of things. And maybe you should quit calling people who's not racist. Maybe you should quit saying they're racist, and people might take you more serious. Because like I said, dude, every single person that's ever had anything to do with you and stopped having anything to do with you, it wasn't because you're a shit person, you're underhanded, you lie, you say stupid shit, you make up stuff, you're malicious as fuck. It's because they are racist according to you. No, I'm not racist, Reese. I just don't like you. You're the type of person, nothing good comes without, if anybody fucks with you, nothing good's going to come out of it. Same with Roy. When you see what people is capable of, you should remember that and not having nothing to fucking do with them. But you don't, Reese. I guarantee you, I would guarantee, fucking watch what I'm saying. As much as he was going off about Torp, do you know if Torp came back and flipped on that side of things within a few days, Reese would be accepting him and justifying. Reese, I know you, look, Roy, you're doing it now with him. You were going at Roy so bad, but as soon as Roy would let you on the panel because he was mad at Flex and he would talk shit, you was all for that shit. I don't know, Reese, maybe you should go off and become something else. Hey, a doctor in what, 2 weeks? That's pretty good. Anyway, Reese, stop the selective outrage. If you're going to act like you're pissed and stuff like that, you might want to call everybody out. Maybe people would take you more serious. Stop calling people racist. It's not racist. Stop justifying letting people around because that person, Blaze is who I'm talking about, but because he's on that side of things, you did call it out. You did go up on Cherries and say that shit. But kind of like another person, as soon as they seen that Blaze wasn't going to be, made leave because he was talking about that, you was like, oh, fuck it, I gotta, accept him because he's there. That makes you fake as fuck, Reese. It really does. I mean, I would never, say something like, oh, this person, he sent this. Like, you'll never see me ever justify any fucking thing Blaze did. I don't give a fuck if Blaze came out, condemned, served you, Roy, and his everything was, dedicated. Fuck Blaze. Blaze is a bitch. And I mean, you just need, I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck's wrong. Oh, another thing too, real quick. I gotta go. I ain't got time to fuck with you, really. But you was sitting there talking about mutual combat. I mean, Reese, you don't need to know Flex's address. Just call you don't even need to know the city. Just call any fucking police department in Jersey and say, hey, I want to go fight this guy. Can you come out to the place with me and knock on the door so I can film it for YouTube? Jesus fucking Christ. Please do that, Reese, and film it. For one, mutual combat is a thing. I mean, there is states that have it, but it's hard because if you do it in public, then there's so many things they got, there's ways that they still arrest you for it. But the thing about it is, you're a doctor now, Reese. You should know what mutual means. Mutual means both parties agreed. It don't mean you can call the police department and show up at Flex's house. Why in the fuck would Flex want to fuck with your dumbass? Nothing's good ever came with fucking with you. I don't know, buddy. You just need to, hey, there you go, buddy. Go. In 3 weeks, you could become like, Secretary of Defense or something. You need to do something because you don't know the law for shit. But again, I mean, you say this shit and you expect people to take you serious. You're going to call the police and say, hey, let's go out. I'm going to go to this dude's house. I need you to knock on the door so I can, challenge him to a fight and record it for my 10 people on YouTube. But tell me you're popular on multiple platforms. That shit could go viral, though. That's like those people that get their drugs stolen, they call the cops. Oh, motherfucker. That's another one. You said something, Reese. Now, you're Hot Facts with Robert Reese. That's your channel, right? You said something about methadone and I can't remember if it was crack or heroin. I don't know. But you said something about me, right? So, Reese, you're Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Let's put $1,000. Not just what you said. Any drug. Even a fucking Tylenol. I will do a urinalysis plus a fucking by hair. What's that go back? Like 6 months or something? If there's anything in my system, you win. If there's not, I do. We put the money up. Let's do it, Reese. Put your fucking money where your mouth is, motherfucker. You just out there, I'm Hot Facts. You're saying that shit. So I can go around calling you a crackhead and shit now because you called me that? Now, see, I ain't gonna do that to you, Reese, because I don't know. I guess I'm not an asshole like you are. Dr. Jaded out.